Hey everyone, it's Productrise, and in this video I'm going to show you the best new feature in Productrise, and I think it'll blow your socks off. We're looking at the query coverage report. Before I get to it, I just want to show two things that Productrise does really well. In fact, it's the only tool that does these things this well. And one of them is tracking product visibility in Google's search results. So here is a query that I've been tracking for a long time already. This is a Dutch query, so we're tracking in the Netherlands. And as you can see, there are a bunch of sellers that are ranking their products on Google's first page. So this is Google Shopping, the organic side of Google Shopping. So this is what we do really well. And another thing we do really well is product audits, product feed audits. And so once you submit your feed URL or you connect Google Merchant Center to Productrise, we will crawl your products, we will audit them as if a senior SEO specialist would. So we look beyond simple things. We look at structured data, price matching, we look at your product categories, are they accurate? We look at a bunch of stuff that's going to matter for your visibility in the organic shopping side of things. And so the query coverage report combines those two. Before I show you, I want to show you the example that I've been working with ever since we started Productrise. And that is this little test environment. So those of you who have been following me for quite a bit know that a couple of months ago, I created this fake webshop. I got married almost a year ago, and for my wedding, I created this little champagne wall. And ever since, it's been sitting in my basement and I want to sell it. So I thought, hey, since I've got this collecting dust, I'm just going to try to create a fake web shop for it and make it look legit and see if I can rank it in Google's organic shopping. So on Google's first page in the product carousels. This is not a real web shop, of course. There's even a disclaimer on the page that says, hey, this is just a fake web shop. You can't really order these products. But Google doesn't have to know that, obviously. So what I did is I used Productrise to create a feed. A really simple feed. I pushed that to my personal Merchant Center account. I filled in a bunch of details. I created shipping times and shipping costs and all those requirements. I filled those out. And what do you know? I start ranking with this fake little product on Google Shopping. So if I Google, this is a Dutch product, but this is a champagne wall. But if I Google incognito to show you champagne wall kopen, which is to buy a champagne wall, and have a look, and I'm obviously not paying for any of these sponsored results, but let's have a look. There we go. I'm in the top carousel, ranking number 8. Let's see where else. So this is my standard page. It's ranking. You see that I've got structured data. I've got a return policy, which is fake, obviously. I got a delivery feed. It's in stock. There's just one of them sitting in my basement, but who cares? It's ranking, which is pretty fun. And so what I can do using Productrise is I can track my rankings. What do you know? There it is. There's the Productrise test website that shows up consistently on the first page of Google for this keyword. This gives me something to test with. This is not the subject of this video, but what I want to show you is the query coverage report. Basically, this combines the two things that Productrise does really well, which is SERP tracking and feed audits, and it combines those data points to give you advice on how you can optimize your feed in order to start ranking better for the queries that you are tracking. And so I am tracking a bunch of queries for these wedding products that I'm selling on my fake webshop. I'm also selling these beautiful table skirts, and I'm also selling these LED light things for decorations. So I've got 3 products and I'm tracking a bunch of queries to track my positions for these queries. And I also have a feed set up and I can audit that feed. So combining those two sets of data allows me to analyze if my products are ranking for the queries that I think are important. And so I am tracking 11 queries and I can group each one of these queries into 4 groups. Let's start with the best group. So if I am ranking for these queries and my products are optimized for those queries, then they are performing well. If I have products that are in this group, I basically don't really have to do anything. This is the best case scenario. If these queries belong to this group, that means that my products are ranking even though they are not really optimized for those queries. Productrise has found my products ranking for the queries that I think are important, even though, according to the feed data that we've audited, your product titles and product descriptions aren't even optimized for those queries. So this group is quite interesting as well. Then there's this group where we recognize that your product feed is properly optimized for the queries that are important to you, but you're not yet ranking. So in this case, you might want to further optimize your products, or you're just simply facing lots of competition from competitors who have better store ratings or better reviews. And then there's the fourth and last category, which is the most painful one actually, which is, hey, you are not ranking and your products aren't even optimized for the keywords that you want to rank for. And so those four groups, they will give you a plan on what you can do to improve. And so for these test products that I have, these 3 wedding products that I have, this is what is happening. There are 10 queries where my products are ranking, but they're not even optimized for those queries. This query, luxurious table skirt, that's basically what it means in Dutch. I am ranking, as I'll show you. If I click on the query, you can see the rank tracking data that Productrise has. And as you can see here, there are products of my fake webshop that are ranking. They're not ranking consistently at number 1, but they are at least ranking on the first page of Google. And so that's pretty good. Are those products optimized for this keyword? No, they're not. They may have a title with those keywords, but according to Productrise, the description doesn't include any of the keywords. And so there's some optimization to be done here. Another example, if we scroll further down, is this one where we have those little LED decoration letters. We see that we are ranking, and let me open this up again and see what the tracking data shows. And so we see that there are multiple product carousels ranking on this page, and my fake little website is ranking pretty well actually. I'm consistently taking the top spot. Maybe because it's so cheap and it's a fake website, so I can go as cheap as I want. But anyway, this is pretty funny. I'm ranking number 1 for this query. Even though, according to Productrise and all the data that we have, and we have audited your feed, we have looked at your website, the product data isn't even optimized for this query. Nowhere in any of the product titles can we find this query in your product title or in your product description. So you're already ranking, but there's still so much optimization for you to be done. And so in this case, actually, my product feed, the one I threw up there, is just not optimized at all. Ideally, all these ranking products would be optimized, and I would be able to have them in this category, and their average position would start to increase, right? Because the data that Google has on these products matches the queries that they rank for. This little page changes a lot of what you can do with Productrise. There are already tools that can audit a product feed for you. There are also tools that can determine your position, your product data and your product position in Google search results. There's not a lot of them, but there are some. But there's not a single tool that combines these two things into one report that shows you what you need to do in order to improve your rankings for the queries that you actually care about. And so this is live as of today. It's available for all plans, so even the cheapest plan gets to access this page. All you have to do is you have to track the queries that are important to you, and you have to add your product feed to Productrise. We will audit your feed, we will track data from the search results, combine those two, and turn that into this little report. And basically that's your guide to increase your current rankings. So I would love for you all to start playing around with this data. If you have thousands of products and you have tracked hundreds of queries, then this report is going to be massively interesting. You're going to find products that are unoptimized for queries that you thought were already optimized for. This report will show you exactly what you need to do in order to increase your rankings for the queries that you care about. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll get back to you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.